Miners, power plant workers, trade unions from Solidarity are all afraid they will lose their jobs. At issue are the provisions of the Green Deal, according to which the economy is to be zero carbon by 2050. Energy will not be generated from coal, and that means closing mines. Against the Green Deal, against the closure of mines, power plants. No one says what awaits them in a year or two, in 3, what they can tell their families at home. No one wants to talk, and the prospect of a Green Deal is getting closer. At the beginning of May, a team was set up at the Assets Ministry to spin off coal assets from state-owned companies. However, nothing has happened since then. What is it doing? At what stage is the work? In which direction is it going? What we'll end up with, we don't know. And hence there is fear in our eyes and a threat to our existence. For months they have been demanding talks with the Ministry of State Assets. It mostly ended with an exchange of letters between the unions and the Ministry. That's why they stand in front of the Ministry of State Assets building today. It was a sham, an exchange of letters about nothing, about how it's possible, maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after tomorrow. The trade unions are demanding a minimum 15% wage increase, a plan for energy transition reforms, securing jobs and, above all, dialogue. Never have so many people come here from one workplace. There are 1,500 people. Let it show to Poland. I applaud you. No one came out to the trade unionists, but they conveyed their demands to the Deputy Minister of State Assets, Robert Kropivnicki. They heard no specifics, only a promise of further meetings. Stop the stupid liquidation of mining based on coal. Stop the liquidation of stable jobs. Workers have been seeking talks with management for months. Coincidentally, it was on the day of the protests that ENEA, which manages the Kozienice and Połaniec power stations, agreed to talks. Reminds me of that scene from the Bear movie. We were just passing by with the porters. They wanted to talk to us today at 10 o'clock. Well, sorry, Honourable Management of ENEA. I had other plans for today. Trade unionists stress solidarity with farmers as they are fighting the same thing. The EU's Green Deal ideas are hitting many sectors of the economy and will ultimately make them unprofitable and bankrupt. These include new taxes. The so-called ETS2 means a tax on gas, coal and fuel oil. This will directly hit Poles' wallets. As farmers, we protest and reject the whole Green Deal. The building directives that we will have to comply with, we cannot imagine that buildings will have to be adapted. These are enormous costs. There is no will among the current ruling coalition to abandon the EU Green Deal. On the contrary, the Climate Ministry is headed by supporters of a departure, but from Polish coal. If up to 60% of the coal mined today is to disappear by 2030, this means that Poland will simply run out of energy. Trade unions are announcing that if nothing changes, there will be further protests across the country. As they say, they are fighting not only for jobs, but for the energy security of Poles.